All right, this is the Mill Hill Building Committee special meeting on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2022. We are going to start the meeting at 6:35. On the Zoom meeting, we have from the building committee, Jason Lee, Melanie, Hector, Jeremy, Heather. Did I forget anyone? Nope. And then from the board, we have Jessica. From the town, we have Sal. From Gilbane, I have Rob, David from Silver, Petroselli, and Mark up in the corner, on my corner from Colliers. And of course, the most important person here, Sheila, who is recording everything to make sure it gets filed correctly. So at this time, if I can get the Pledge of Allegiance, item 1. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And justice for all.
All right. Project update. Take it away, Rob.
Thanks, Jason. So last over the April break, when school is out, we were able to pave the back parking lot. So the playground area, the top playground area, that is all paved at this time. Towards the end of last week, we were able to come in and pave the bituminous path from the playground area, the paved playground area down to the lower actual playground area. So basically all the pavement's complete at this time. We finished up the curbing repairs along Mill Hill Terrace. So what we're basically working on now is final grading the play area, the landscaping. So we'll be doing the planting and the seeding required at that area in May. And then we're finishing up the fences. So the fences completion consists of the motorized gate that's by the current student drop-off area. So we'll finish up that motorized gate, make sure that's operational. And then we're finishing the gates down by the dumpster corral, closer to the addition, the kindergarten addition. So we'll wrap up those gates and those fence modifications. And then we'll install the guardrail at the top of the slope that's outside the backside of the kindergarten wing, and the chain link fence around the detention basin that's getting down towards the baseball field in the lower part of the parking lot. So that'll get us through May. And then as we roll into June, we'll start prepping for the library work, which is the wallpaper removal and the wall repairs and painting in the library, and then rolling into all the summer window repairs and replacements in those 3 different areas. So down by library, in the APR, and then the hoppers for the kindergarten and music wings, hopper windows.
Just to give the building committee a kind of quick update on the other stuff, the library circulation desk will be shipped to the school on June 3rd at the latest, from what we've heard. And the commissioning, what's been different about this project, unlike the other projects, school projects, is that the commission has been ongoing because the interior has been done almost completely. So they're able to knock those punch lists out, and commissioning is able to get done. And so usually the last project, there was a big delay because of commissioning, because of COVID and not getting people on site and this and that. This time it's a little different. And they've been doing the punch lists as they go, which is kind of nice. So it's just the exterior and the library over the summer that'll need work. So are there any questions from any members of the building committee?
No.
Any questions? Are we good?
Nope, all set.
All right. Approval of invoices. Mark.
Yep, there are 7 of them. Gilbane for their March rec invoice 27 for $66,736.48. Colliers project leaders for our March services. This is hourly and it's $2,422.50. And as I wrote in the email, this is contingent upon item 6, I believe, in our on our agenda of approving the extended services. Then the next 3 are Van Zelm for the commissioning and the tester and balancer for services through, we'll call it March 15th. For the commissioning is $2,104.69, and for the tester and balancer, it's $6,381.30. And then we have another Van Zelm commissioning, and that should be reading for, I believe, 4/20/2022 instead of September 1st, 1900. The amount is $245.37. That brings their commissioning up to 95%. And then 2 Myers bills. The first one is for 4 trailers for 6 months, from September through March, for the storage of Mill Hill items at the Walter Fitzgerald campus. And then the last invoice is actually the 6 months through February. And then the next one is for the storage trailers that are up at the Walter Fitzgerald for the month of February or March, sorry, of $2,200. So the total combined is $90,550.34.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to open the floor up for questions and to approve the invoices when we finish the questioning. Do I hear a motion?
Jeremy, I'll make,
Jeremy, seconded
I'll
by
second, yeah.
by Melanie. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, abstentions? Okay, before we do anything, I'm gonna make a request or a motion that we, if it comes down to it, we approve the invoices pending they change the date on invoice 49410. Just to correct it, to make sure we're on the same page in the same year.
Good catch.
Are there any questions for Mark on any of the invoices?
Anything that wasn't anticipated or budgeted or all kind of as expected? Mark?
As expected, the Meyer one, this is for trailers that Board of Ed is working to reduce the number of trailers at the Walter Fitzgerald campus. So this one should be going away shortly. I mean, they caught their error, so they backfilled it. So we use the trailers, so yeah, it was kind of expected.
Wait, are these the trailers that the Board of Ed was also using and we're getting billed for it, or?
No, these came from Mill Hill. There were 6 trailers total up there.
Okay,
And it's been, Board of Ed is taking 2 of them. And we're taking the 4 because we had 4 up there. And I believe at this point, we're flipping it and we're only carrying 2 at this point forward.
okay. We still have trailers up there?
Oh, yeah.
Full of what?
Items from Mill Hill that
Are they going back into Mill Hill anytime soon?
these are the trailers that we brought back in September, October. And at that point, they did not want the They did not want the furniture that was in them.
So Sal, are you taking the possession of the stuff inside the trailers? Sal?
Sorry about that. Had trouble getting off of mute. We're working with Mark to consolidate and get rid of trailers. I don't exactly know where we're going to end up placing all of the stuff that we still have up there, but we're working to minimize it, auction it, do whatever we need to do with it.
So,
But part of it is a Mill Hill issue. Part of it is a district issue.
so which part are we, which part are we paying
sorry?
for?
What did we land on, Mark?
4 trailers, and we had 4 up there.
But it-
At this point, we are, all 6, all trailers went back to Mill Hill, and they got what they wanted off of there. So it's time to either consolidate or to figure out what we want to do with that furniture that came out of Mill Hill.
Is the town taking the furniture, Sal?
I don't know what the final disposition of all of the furniture will be. Some of it will end up being sold, some of it will be kept. The district actually bought some trailers for a transference of items that we're keeping. So I have to get back with Angelus on that. That's actually not a me project, but more of a maintenance department project. And that's supposed to be happening soon, but we do still have labor shortages, limited between COVID and injuries. It's been slower than we would like it to happen.
Well, let's say we can wrap this up, because if it's not going back in the Mill Hill, and
We're trying.
we're not using it.
We are trying.
But we're being charged 100% for it, right? The town's not giving us any money for it.
We're paying on our trailer, like Mark said. There's 6 of them up there. The split is 4-2. We're paying on 2 of them,
Are your
and we want to
two,
get rid of them also.
are your,
We
are
want to
your-
get rid of them also. We're trying to consolidate. Work with Mark, and we will consolidate. And we need to take it offline, and we'll get back to you. We'll get you more information. I understand. You want it done, 100% understood, and we're working towards that end. But I don't have an end point to tell you yet. And it's kind of out of my hands. So I'll get that information for you.
Okay.
Right.
At the end,
Okay.
if we can't get rid of it, it's still our responsibility, then we can't give the building back to the town yet, correct? On top of that, we're being charged a rental on stuff that we have no use for.
It's part of a bigger issue that we're working on with excess furniture, defunct furniture, things that we can sell, things that we can salvage. So we're working through that problem. It's a bigger problem through the district that has grown, and the Mill Hill is just a piece of the puzzle.
All right, let's see if we can clear it out and stop paying for these rentals, and we'll have to,
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
all right. Any other questions, concerns from the committee on the invoices?
Yeah, so Mark, I just want to, thanks for sending the budgets and the report. So it looks like on Gilbane's contract, we are out 800,000. So that's the 5% retainage. We're only asking I guess they're only asking for 66 now. That aligns with the budget. I think I mean, I don't see any issues. That's correct, right? We're basically out
Correct.
800. Yep. I have no
Correct.
problem. Yep.
Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, at this time, let's put to a vote approval of all the invoices, and I saw that the change will be made, correct? Yep, the change has been made. Are there any, so I'd like to put to a vote to approve the invoices. All in favor of approval, all the invoices, say aye, or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Sorry. Opposed or abstentions? Any abstentions? All right, the invoices pass. Item number 4, approval of the ATPs and proposals.
Okay. We'll start out with the ATP. And this is for ATP 257 in the amount of $71,315. This is for the addition of, this is the detail of this through wall flashing to terminate the roof at the APR, on the sides of the APR and the gym. So this is taking out 4 courses of existing brick, putting a termination bar in, and running the through wall flashing up and attaching to the backup. And it occurs, this is the APR. It's basically the side walls of the APR, and at the 3 sides of the gym. The back of the school is back here. So these are the 3 sides of the gym that this is going to occur at.
The only one? Is that the only ATP, Mark?
Yes, this is the only ATP. I have quotes for the library, but that's more FF&E.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to open up for questions and for voting for the approval of the ATP. Do I have a motion?
Does Jeremy make a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
By Hector. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. Okay. Any questions on the ATPs from Mark?
I guess the only question that I have, I mean, I see that it's something that is needed. This came about, just a little bit on the history of how this came about, and I guess I understand it has to get done.
I will defer to Gilbane. Rob?
Yeah, so this came up as we were re-roofing, and as we were as we had the roof walkthrough in the fall. Basically, the roofing manufacturer flagged the condition at these locations because of the height of the flashing. So
Okay, so gotcha. So this has been, it's already been reviewed. It looks like it's a 4-month old or something, right? 4 or 5 months old. If you had a walkthrough in the fall. Okay, yeah, it just would have been good to know that it was in the works. But I understand it. It has to get done.
Any other questions? Any other questions? All right, at this time, we're gonna put to a vote to approve the approval of the ATP for the, if you want to call it the flashing,
ATP
the ATP
257.
0257. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The approval of ATP passes. Next item, item number 5,
Well,
approval.
no, we still have a proposal for in the library.
Oh, yes, sorry.
So this has a couple pieces to it. And in your packet, I had 2 quotes. One, the circulation desk that we voted on back in, I believe, January, February to replace. We never bought the demo of it. So we went back to WB Mason and asked for a price to demo it. They provided 2 options. One where they use the project dumpsters to they'll demo it, but use the project dumpsters. And the second option is to demo it and carry it off site back to their own shop and dispose of it then. So there's a difference of $250 between $850 and $1,100. That's one option, or we need to choose between the 2 options. And then the third has a couple pieces to it. Part of the summer work for Gilbane is to strip the wallpaper on these 2 walls and then come back and paint it out. So we need to remove the shelving along these 2 walls. So part of the price in this option is to remove the shelving, store it on, move it out of the library and store it on site, and then to reinstall it. Now, as I was reviewing for tonight's meeting, they included the deinstall of EF and G also. So they are going back and they should be reducing their price to not install these 3 items here. So all we need them to do is basically deinstall B, C, and D and store it offsite and then reinstall it.
At this time, oh no, we already have it open. So what's the cost then, Mark, you think will be when they get back EF and G?
It should probably be about 75% of these 2 numbers here, because they're taking EF and G is 42 feet long versus 66 feet long. So call it 75%.
So how much are they taking?
They have not gotten back to me on what the reduction is going to be. But we can discuss it and we can leave it to the co-chairs to, I want to get this in front of you. It's going to be reduced, or it should be reduced. Any discussion, any of that, and we can get the final price approved by the co-chairs is the other option. But I wanted to get this out in front of you guys for discussion.
Questions for Mark? As I'm
Yeah, so Mark, sorry, on the overall budget, what is basically left? What is the remaining, I guess, disposable that it has not been encumbered? What is the number?
It is not encumbered.
No, for overall, including soup to nuts.
Well, let's just stay for right now. Let's stay on this. Do we have questions for him on this?
Yeah, no,
I don't, but well, I just want to be sure that we have the budget.
We had, well, in the FF&E budget, there's a plan but not contracted that it exceeds the amount of this proposal.
Okay,
Again, everything is on budget. We cannot go over on this. There's no going over on this project.
Correct. If we took this option that I have on the screen now of $12,503, if I took the full value of that, plus the $850 for the demo and the project and use of the project dumpster, the total of this comes to $13,353. But like I said, line 1 and 3 will be reduced.
Do we need to get a dumpster if we go with, does the school or the construction site have to go out and rent a dumpster? That $850 is, they break it up and they throw it like in the garbage on our property and that's it, right? There's nothing else we need to do?
Well, when we had a summer coordination meeting last Friday, and Gilban will have a dumpster on site that they can break it up and throw it in there,
Yeah,
is what we worked out.
I'd like to just go with, if it's gonna destroy it, yeah, it saves $250, it's still $250, it adds up, it doesn't seem much, but it adds up after all these years. And there's gonna be a dumpster on site, why not just throw it out at school? And
That's what we figured.
Makes sense.
anybody else from the committee have input?
sorry, now I got confused with it. So we're basically saying, is this the option we want to go, including the dumpster? I mean, we're basically, right? I mean, we're just saying that you need to take them apart and put them back together regardless, right?
Well, the circulation desk. we're
That's
getting-
separate.
We're getting a new one.
No, that's separate. But for
Okay.
these, we have to take them apart, put them back together. That's what we're talking about.
Correct. But we
Thanks.
don't, but what we don't have to take apart and put back together are these 3 here.
Right, because you're gonna get a credit.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Any other questions? So if we can move forward to vote that we approve, what is the option A for the removal where the dumpster is done at the school?
Yep.
Option 1. And on the library work, with the understanding that we will be receiving a credit or the adjustment that should be lower than what's estimated because we don't have to pay for the removal of those 3 rows.
Correct.
All right. Any confusion? Anyone confused after what I just said or what we're doing? All right, in that case, can I have a vote for option 1 of the circulation desk and the approval of the proposal with the understanding that it will be adjusted to be lower because of the removal of line 3.
No.
And 1. There'll be an adjustment between line 3 and 1. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, it's passed. It's approved. That's it, right, Mark?
For proposals, correct.
All right, item number 5, approval of owner change order 24 and 25. Go ahead, Mark.
These were done at separate times. That's why this was done for the April 19th meeting. That's why we have 2 separate ones. This is for 2 ATPs, 255 and 258. And what I do not have is the ATP. ATP 255 is for the APR wall protection, and ATP 258 for the back slope additional drainage. Both of these were signed. Both ATPs were approved. This is just the compilation for Gilbane's change order and contract adjustment.
So before I open up for questions, the wall protection is actually in the cafeteria. What they found out was when they pushed the cafeteria tables after the kids eat against the wall, it's banging against the wall and leaving marks and stuff. So they're actually gonna put like a plastic sheet covering the plastic protector that when they push the tables against the wall, it won't be banging and chipping paint and damaging the new tables. The second part is in the back of the school where they put those new stones and stuff. What they were finding was the rainwater and the water was actually leaking out and coming down the hill, which is what's supposed to do. However, it's going across the walkway where the kids walk to and from school and go to recess and stuff. What the fear was, we had to divert that water because in the wintertime, if it freezes over, it ices over, it could be a safety hazard for the kids and anyone else that walks through there. So that's what those two items were. So at this time, I'm gonna ask for a motion to ask questions and then approve owner change orders 24 and 25. Do I have a motion?
Well, do we need,
I'll make a motion, it's Jeremy.
Do I have a second?
Hector,
Hector? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, any abstention? Any questions for Mark or Rob about the two change orders? 24 first, which would be the plastic covering to protect the wall, correct?
and the additional drainage out back.
And the,
And owner change order 25 is just at the end of the project, the state requires that the subs can't bill for bond on each change order. This is just the reconciliation of the bond costs for 3 of the subs. The J&G is the glass, Con Acoustics is the drywall, and Barrel and Conover is your flooring subcontractor. This is just at the end, between the subcontractors and Gilbane, they settle up on bond costs, and this is the additional bond costs due to the change orders of $4,823.
any questions on either of them? I'm sorry, I thought there was two separate things, the last one. Any questions for Mark or Rob? Hearing none, I'd like to put to a vote the approval of owner change orders 24 and 25. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, approval of change orders have been approved. Item 6, approval of Collier's closeout services. Mark?
Yep, we discussed this, I believe in February, we discussed this at the building committee meeting. There were no objections at that time. The town has asked us to put it to a formal vote, just for records. This is for the extension of Collier's services. For closeout, we have, our closeout was originally 3 months, and with the additional change orders and just the time it takes to do the closeout, we are billing on a hourly on a monthly basis, hourly, not to exceed. Our regular closeout was for just above 4,000. We're not going to exceed that number, but we are billing hourly for our time for closeout.
In other words, don't call Mark. This was because obviously we had some delays with the project because of COVID and stuff, and we weren't, it should have been done earlier, but due to COVID and delivery delays and all that stuff, so. At this time, I am asking for a motion to approve Collier's closeout services and questions. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Melanie.
Do I have a second?
I'll
Second, Heather.
second.
Heather, second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions? Any questions for Mark on this topic? Any questions? Seeing none, I'm gonna ask for a vote for approval of the Collier's closeout services. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hector, did you have a question?
No,
Oh, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? All right, it's been approved. Our next scheduled meeting is supposed to be May 17th at 6:30. I will update you if we're gonna try and do it again in the school. So at least we can actually walk around, see the completion of school, and by then we'll be able to see more of the outside and things like that. As we're wrapping up the project, we're in that phase. Pending if the meetings are really important or not, or if there's actually any item agendas on there, we may or may not have them. I especially know in the summer when we start getting away, we try to have meetings. Just let me know in advance, because if we have to move them, we'll move them. Again, after all we've been through this project, I don't expect you to be on vacation calling in for a meeting. So those we can fix. And that goes for everyone on the committee and associated with it. So if there's no other business, where there's not, I ask for a motion on behalf of Harry Ackley to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks, Jason.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Good
Have a
night.
Good night.
Good night, thanks.